Welcome to your timeless empowerment and love reading. This oracle card reading is for you if you found yourself drawn to this video either by title, maybe a feeling you have, or just curiosity. If you are here, trust that there is a message for you. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie Dubois, and on my channel we talk about empowerment, spirituality, and the new incoming love relationship blueprint. I make my readings timeless because different things happen to different people at different times. So if you're here today, if you found this today, more than likely there's a message for you. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to pull a healing card. We want to find out what we're going to focus this reading on in terms of empowerment. The second half is going to be a love reading. We're going to touch base with your love situation there, find out some messages coming in from your person or maybe something new that's on the horizon. All right, let's find out what healing card we have. Competition. All right, so the card we've pulled is competition. So we're dealing with some kind of competitive energy, and I like to use a clarifier. The deck I'm using right now is the Intuit Soul Expansion Trio. It's 3 decks, and I like to use the healing oracle to get a focus of the direction of the reading, and then that's the healing deck, and then the focus kind of helps me hone in on what areas of healing in what areas of your life. And then the third deck is an empowerment messages, which I'll probably use later to wrap things up. Let's find out. Let's focus in. What in competition are we going to deal with in this reading? Rest. Well, that's interesting. Rest. When I look at rest, I look at like relaxing and letting go. So there's some situation here where you may be feeling like, I want to say, a one-upping situation. I'm not sure, hone in and see it. Is there any area of your life where you feel like you're needing to compete, either maybe to be heard? It can be even to be heard. I think I'm going to pull cards from the Zodiac 180. And as I'm shuffling, I'm going to go ahead and tune into the energy of competition and rest. I also want to take a moment to let you know that this Intuit Oracle is the loose sponsor of my channel. If you haven't seen my readings before, that is my business with Kimberly Aria. She and I have a business together that creates cards. She's a master card creator. I love her, what do you want to say? The structures beneath the decks that she creates are incredible. They're unique, like nothing I've ever seen before. And we have keywords on cards. And so keywords on cards enable just about anyone to read their own cards without reaching for a book. And we really, really encourage people to read for themselves because no one knows your situation more than you do. So it's fun to have someone like me read for you, but it's even better when you can read for yourself. I read cards for myself all the time. All right, so competition and rest. It's like Spirit is saying, whatever this competition thing is, you need to let it go. And let's just dive into this a little bit more. What have we got for the viewer about competition and rest from an empowerment standpoint? All right, so we got baggage. This is unresolved issues. There's some kind of unresolved issues that's feeling the competition coming up. That's a burden. Think about heavy suitcases. It's something that has to go in order for you to get to the next phase of your journey. Any areas that you're finding. Yes, competition. The Swords and Scales is about fairness. It's about due process. It's fair play. So making amends. So somehow you may feel that you were not done right by, and you're having to kind of compete for your fair share, possibly. Let's see what else. You also, it's like you want to have your say. We've got a timing card here within a few weeks. I'm going to set that off to the side within a few weeks. So this might be a process that's taking, that it's developing, unfolding within a few weeks, or it's something you're going through right now. Look at the biker. The biker, yeah, standing up. Something loves freedom. Um, yeah, nonconformist, breaking rules. There's something here that something feels unjust. Like, not sure what this is, but let's keep going. See what else we get. Eclipse. Well, this is interesting because even though this is a timeless reading, when I do have time related stuff come in, I do mention it because the energy of that does affect the reading itself. We've got an eclipse coming tomorrow, right? No, Friday. So we're 2 days away from a major eclipse. It's beginning of eclipse season, actually. So yeah, I want to say this whole thing, the union of opposites can compete with each other. I almost want to say that there's a possibility you're competing with yourself. I don't know exactly where I'm getting that, but it's kind of like it's time to merge. It's time to let go. It's time to rest from all of that. We need to level up and move, to a new space where you feel more comfortable, where you don't have that energy over you. And it's possible that this will happen with the energy of the eclipse. And the energy of the eclipse is actually influencing this reading right now. So let's see what else. Resources. This is sap. So this is resources here. It's about energy, vitality, groundedness. Yeah, it's kind of like whatever this energy is that you've got going on, this is the universe just sort of ringing your bell and saying it's very important right now for you to think about being more grounded. When you're competing, it's like you're not getting what you need, and the universe is saying, yes, you will get what you need. You don't need to feel. I want to also bring up another thing. Let me see here. We got roses. I'm just going to keep pulling the cards. The other thing is that, what was I going to say? Oh my gosh, that just went out of my head when I saw the roses. Um, what I'm getting with the competition is it can drain you. Oh, I know what it was. I was thinking, this may not be you. You may be feeling someone's competing with you. And that's pushing up unresolved issues. Like, I don't like this feeling. That's what I'm getting. And the sap is, the resources needed. It's kind of like, I feel like you've got everything you need. But if you feel like someone's competing for something that's yours, belongs to you, it may be causing you stress. Now we got the roses. So yeah, roses is not always, it's love and affection and all of that stuff, but it's also yeah, it's also friendship. So I don't know if you're feeling in competition with another person. We've got the beehive. We've got the beehive, and we've got the knight. All right, let's just keep pulling cards, and then we're going to go to the overtop view and read these cards together and see what else we can ferret out. This is something with the beehive. It tells me that it's something that you might have been working on. You've been devoted to kind of like finding your own footing so that no one can knock you off your footing, that competitive feeling like you need to stand in your power. And the knight is saying confidence, stay confident. This is all about developing your confidence. We got no. I'm going to set that one off the side too. Since we didn't ask a yes, no question, I'm going to set that off to the side and see where that comes into play. Get a couple more cards and then let's switch to the overhead. All right. Okay, look at this. Rest. We got the hammock. The hammock is you're suspended between two things. I want to say you're in between phases, like where this is a problem and where it's not. Again, it sounds like relax. about the competition. And shield. Okay, this is defensiveness. This almost makes me feel like someone is competing with you. But remember, when someone is competing with you, that is the projection of the situation. So if you feel like someone's competing with you and you're defensive towards that, then you're holding a competitive frequency. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to switch to the overhead reading, and we're going to see what else we've got in here. Yeah, we've already really started to touch on this as I was pulling the cards. And the appearance of the rose for me kind of tells me several things. Number one, the competition that you're feeling could be with a partner, or it could be with a friendship. Friendship is another thing that's on here. The main energy that I'm getting off of this reading right here is that if you are dealing with some kind of competition, that doesn't matter who you feel like is doing the competing, like whether you feel like you are or not. It is your vibration and frequency that is interpreting the situation as a competition. So the only thing you can do from an empowerment standpoint is to accept full responsibility for the competition and find out what it is in you that makes you feel like you need to stand your ground, defend your position, or show up in a way that shows that you are just as competent as someone, or you are just as smart, or just as funny, or just as whatever the competition is here, because it can be competition in any shape or form. The most important thing that I'm seeing right here is when we're talking about the sap and we're talking about shield. It's like we become defensive when we're in a competitive mode. Not always. Now listen, some people thrive in competition, but this reading really isn't necessarily about thriving in competition, although there could be positives for competing. But because it was paired with the rest, it's kind of like I'm getting more like this might be draining you by blocking. You're blocking yourself really in a defensive position when you see someone as competing with you, or you feel competitive towards someone. You feel like you're warding off unwanted energies. What that's going to do is that's going to drain you of your resources. It's going to drain you of your vitality. It's like you're putting energy into something that is counterproductive, right? And so it's kind of like, it's funny, both of these characters here in the central cards, we've got the knight and we've got the biker. And both are, I would say, have their own strengths. You know, the biker is the tough dude that's got the, hey, I'm like, a nonconformist. I break all the rules. I'm enjoying life. I'm, in my own power. I'm impervious to anything outside of myself that is going to knock me off my pedestal. And then you've got the knight, which is I'm confident, I've got fighting spirit, I'm brave, I'm a champion, right? So you've got these two energies of this champion, and it's like, are they competing with each other? But this is, to me, a core energy that we all have inside of us. And this reading is really about helping you find this energy, the energy of the knight, which, it's funny. The knight is often associated with defense and protection, because it's the confident hero, because it's the brave, standing in their power perspective. I feel that this situation is calling for you to rediscover or find these qualities and these energies within yourself, which puts you in a place where when you're strong and you're confident, it's like you can almost let down your shields. You have them if you need them. You know how to use them if you need them, but that you can take a break from that. You can let it go, which is, again, the hammock and the rest. The beehive is saying, this an energy of competition, either within yourself or with someone else, it might take some real dedication to focusing on this issue, like really becoming conscious, or concentrating on, I want to say, licking this problem, like something is coming out, where this may feel like a struggle, but it's something that if you just focus on and say, oh, there it is again. What am I competing with? I'm in my strength. I don't need to compete. I can sort of let go and just trust that my strength is showing up. Does feel like there's something here, whatever this is about, it is about the fact that somewhere along the line you might have felt that you were not treated fairly. Uh, if you were not treated fairly, you're looking for fair. You're looking for, and there's a lot of Libra energy in here, right? The scales. It's like you want, in due process, you want things to be fair, and you don't feel like they have been fair. And so you're competing. I almost want to say you could even be competing with a ghost. I mean, a person who is no longer in your life that you got this pattern from a long time ago. Could be a family member. That's what comes to mind from when you were younger. But really, the baggage card says it really is necessary to go to the next phase of your journey. It is time to resolve this issue. And resolving the issue is to find your inner biker, your inner knight. And I would say, with the influence energies of the eclipse that's going on in a couple of days, this is something that's going to help you transform this. It's going to help you see it more clearly. This is like a temporary thing that's coming up for you to actually unblock. So the eclipse is the energy of a temporary block. That's what this is for you. It's a temporary block that you need to bust through. And I will just say that within a few weeks, this is just a timing card that happened to pop out. So this could be resolved rather quickly. In other words, it might only take you a couple weeks of really dedicating yourself to seeing where you feel this energy kicking in. Where do you feel like you're competing with someone? Or where do you feel like you're being competed with? Let's let that go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull an empowerment card. Let's just find out what the universe, what your higher self wants you to know. What guidance is there for the viewer about this situation that they might find themselves in? Oh, we got two cards. Two cards popped out. Oh, all right. Make allowances for others, but don't be a doormat. So, that's interesting, because it's like, remember when I was talking about you have a shield, but you don't need it? It's like, if you're in the energy of the night, you've got your, look at the power. Look at the power of the night and the shield. You've got all the power you need. You have your protection. You have everything you need for strength. So you can make allowances for others to feel that they need to tell you how wonderful they are, but you don't need to sit and listen to them brag about themselves. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, you can accept the other person and maybe their need to compete, but you don't need to engage. You can release it and let it go. And healing your projections will help you avoid co-creating discordant situations. So here again, when you hold a pattern or see a pattern in another person, that is called projection. You see it in them. You don't really want to own it in you. Although most people I know are super conscious, just starting to be super conscious of the fact that when they hold a pattern, that they can see it in themselves too. They're like, oh, I want to point at that person and say they got this issue, but I'm sitting here knowing I have the same issue. That consciousness, when you heal the projections, then you're not going to have the competing situation. Someone who's competing with you will either stop competing with you or they will leave your arena. All right, so that's a really powerful message coming through. Let's go ahead and clear the table, and we're going to pull some love card messages. All right, so that's a pretty powerful message. And, and it's something that I think a lot of us deal with because of the nature of this reality. Being in a disempowerment chamber, that's one of the main ways that the structure has kept us feeling small, is to encourage competition. I mean, when we're dealing with competition, right, we're dealing with, everything's set up for competition, jobs, sports, you name it. That's what games are. It's about competing. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get messages from your person. We're going to be using the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle, and let's find out what threads of messages we've got coming in for the viewers from their person, and let's find out what we got here. Okay, this one wanted to flip. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what these reasons are. So someone's person is definitely beginning to understand the new love relationship blueprint, and they're starting to explore it. And someone is very sure that you are their home. They're walking home to you. Now, they might not know what the path is. They might not be sure where they are on this path, but they are walking it. So that's some encouragement to you. If you've been wondering if your person is really making any progress, they are. And that they are part of that process is they're discovering what the reasons are for the relationship. They're becoming more conscious is what I'm getting. They're becoming more conscious of what they're seeking in the relationship. And this person wants to let you know that when they're looking into your eyes, they see the universe, and that you activate them. So you have a lot to do with bringing them the light codes that they need to walk this path. In other words, when you looked into their eyes at any point, like this could be someone you don't, this literally could be a new relationship that is starting, or someone that tuned into you, that's interested in you, and they feel like you're their destiny, and you just have yet to really form a bond. But someone's looked into your eyes and getting activated is what I'm getting. So for some of you, that's what you're dealing with. Okay, and this is another thread of conversations with someone that you do know that you are in conversation with. So this might be for a different collective of people who are in relationship with this person. And this card is just saying that lighthearted and playful conversations is very comfortable for them, rather than, just when there is any kind of communications that feels tense, it's they're just letting you know that that's not comfortable. So you might want to lighten up in your conversations. Someone is definitely putting through the message here that you are my true love, my heart, and my soul. So someone has a message coming in here that their person is very aware. Again, we've got a union card, two different union cards saying, you are the person for me. You are my true love, my heart, and my soul. Let's see what else we got here. We project our patterns. Here we're talking about projection. So, maybe this is the competition situation. We project our patterns onto each other, and this makes it difficult to see what's real and what is fear-based thinking. This is why it's so important to clear up your projections, because it's possible that if you're having issues with this person, if there is any competition in here, we have to understand, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be competition, that when we project our patterns, we think that it's the other person that's competing with us, but really we're holding the pattern of competition. And then you can't really tell what that person is really doing. You're only seeing what you think they're doing based on your own glasses that you're wearing, the perspective that you're seeing. Projection is a really big part to me of this whole upside down nightmare circus. Because we're creating our reality all the time, we're always seeing all our situations, love or otherwise, from our own vantage point, where we project our unhealed stuff outward. So this is a very important message when it comes to the new love relationship blueprint. This is what is being healed, whether it's competition or anything else. It can be anything that you're feeling inside of yourself. Yeah, see, here we are. The inner children are crying out right now. We both need comfort. Becoming the parent is literally taking responsibility for your projections. That's what that is. So the inner child is symptomatic of the fact that, you're not owning your projections. Now, you are only responsible for your own projections. So this particular thread of energy is saying that, you might be in a relationship right now that's going through some testing, and it's going through testing because you're looking for places that you are projecting patterns onto the other person, both of you. So let's see what else we got. Messages for the viewer about like the new love incoming love relationship blueprint. This person is saying they need you to trust and believe that they're working towards union with you. This is that it feels like the same thread of energy as someone who's letting you know, like if you're feeling like this person is not doing their work, you're getting the message they are. They want you to trust them, that they know that the universe has brought you together and that you are the true heart and soul of their being. They're working towards union. That feels like a similar thread of energy coming through. Let's see what else we got. More messages from your person. Whoa, we got a couple. I care about you even when I act like I don't. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. Okay, so that does feel like a similar thread of energy to this inner child. And I'm conflicted about whether I have what it takes to be your partner. So yeah, I'm getting coupled very distinct energy threads here. Some communication issues. But this person that we've got that's talking about projection and inner children, this person, it's causing them to feel like they're conflicted as to whether they have what it takes to be your partner. So they don't know whether they can step up. Now, you could actually say that this is the same person if you go with the fact that, just because people are struggling and working on their projections doesn't mean that they're not on the path walking home to you, right? They could know that you're that person, but there is definitely a thread of energy where someone is really struggling. They're asking you, please, please trust that I am working towards union with you and that they do care about you. I'm going to pull a couple more. Let's see if we got any other threads of energy or any more energy that wants to come through. Let's see. I'm going to actually see if I can. Yeah, I just feel like this is not finished. I feel like we've got some more cards that want to be pulled here. Like this isn't the whole story. In fact, I can probably pull back. When I pull the cards, I'll pull the camera back a little bit so we can see all of those cards. All right, what else have we got for the viewer? Messages coming in. As you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connections. I want to say 3D, 5D, those are terms that a lot of people use, but what I like to think of as your smaller self and your higher self. So the higher self understands this connection. The lower self has all these expectations. I almost feel like, as you're getting these messages coming in, it kind of clarifies that whatever you're expecting to see in a higher perspective, when you look at things from the higher perspective, that is going to ultimately be what brings a higher harmony. This is the rest. This is the letting go. This is the higher perspective always allows you to get a vacation or take a break from the things that trouble you and worry you. Someone is wanting you to know that they'll contact you when they're able to, that right now their life is kind of complicated. So whether this is the person that's working with projection, there is someone, a thread of energy here, trying to speak out and say to you that if you haven't heard from me, just know that I do want to talk to you, but it just seems complicated to be talking to you right now while I'm going through all this stuff. It complicates things for me, and I really need that space. All right, let's look and just get a couple more messages. All right, someone here wants you to know that for someone here viewing this video, that they're finding out that they're exploring what a twin flame is, and they want you to expand your thinking about what twin flame is, that It's way more than romance. It is definitely this activation that is here to help you heal, right? And that is what union is about. That's what the new love relationship blueprint requires. That requires you to actually heal within yourself before it can manifest, because it's a direct mirror of your soul. My heart is opening to you, to love, and guiding me back to you. So again, this is about the walking home. Look at this. Yeah, we've got, it's funny, it's the feminine and masculine walking home to each other. I think that's really interesting. So we are definitely in that acceleration time where people are walking home to each other. And I do feel like this is gaining momentum at this time. So that makes, let's see here. I feel your energy around me, and I wonder if you're thinking of me too. So this does feel like you're in separation. This is a message for someone who may be in separation. They are definitely feeling your energy. Again, a lot of energy coming in that feels like counterpart energy. A lot of healing taking place right now. And I feel, just from a personal standpoint, I do feel an acceleration during this eclipse season, and that is what is influencing this reading. That there is a lot of work being done right now on projections, inner child healing, and this person is definitely making their way towards you, and you towards them. So let's see. I think we've got, that was, you can see all the cards. So, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that reading there. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this reading. I hope that you found some value. If you'd like to share anything that you're going through with me or the community, I would love to hear from you below. In the meantime, I look forward to reading for you again. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.